There's a scammer at the airport right now with your name, your flight number, and a phone that answers as your airline, and most seniors never see it coming. A traveler named Robert thought he was handling a simple flight change. His connection had shifted, so he searched for his airline's number, called the top result, and spoke to a professional-sounding agent who pulled up his real reservation on the spot. By the time he realized the agent was a scammer, more than $12,000 was gone. In 2026, airports are hunting grounds. This video covers 7 scams targeting travelers over 60 right now. And number 3 is the one that fools even travel professionals who work with flights every day. Wheels up. Let's get into number 7. The fake airline number. When your flight is delayed or cancelled, the first thing most people do is reach for their phone and search for the airline's number. Scammers built an entire industry around that moment. Cybercriminals buy sponsored ads that plant fake numbers above the real ones in search results, and they answer fast. The agent sounds professional. Hold music, calm tone, everything right. They pull up your actual reservation using your confirmation code, which anyone can access with just a name and a booking number. Then comes the fee. Pay now or lose your seat. One documented case saw a traveler lose more than $12,000 from a single call at the airport. Scammers have even embedded fake numbers inside AI-generated answers. Never dial a number from a search result, an ad, or an AI summary. Your airline's real number is on your booking confirmation and inside the official app. Pro tip: save the airline's verified number as a contact before you leave home. If something goes wrong at the gate, you dial a name, not a search result. That's the kind of thing nobody tells you until it's too late. Hit like and subscribe. This whole channel runs on what the airlines would rather you didn't know. Number 6. The fake taxi hustle. A travel advocate named Michelle arrived at Charles de Gaulle late one evening with 2 colleagues. Before they reached the taxi stand, a man approached with an offer to drive them. She declined, but a driver at the marked stand still found a way to inflate the meter. They paid, argued quietly, and took the free hotel shuttle the next morning. That shuttle was there the whole time. This runs at airports worldwide. The setup is always the same. Someone approaches you in arrivals, sometimes wearing a vest, sometimes holding a printed sign, before you've reached the official pickup area. Once you're in the car, the fare climbs. Invented surcharges appear, and the card reader hides the total until it's already processed. In Paris, a single ring using fake plates and rigged terminals collected more than €600,000 from tourists. At New York's airports, the Port Authority launched a $100 million operation specifically to flush out unlicensed hustlers targeting arriving passengers. These drivers go after seniors because they're less familiar with pickup layouts and less likely to challenge an unexpected charge. Any driver who walks up to you is not a real driver. Official taxis wait at a marked stand. Rideshares are matched in an app and show the driver's photo and plate before you move. Confirm the fare before the wheels turn. If someone approaches and says taxi, that's your answer. Walk past them. Number 5. The helpful stranger with your bags. This runs at the curb on arrival and at the baggage carousel. Someone in a vest or with an imitation badge offers to help with your luggage. It ends one of 2 ways: a tip demand that feels like a ransom, or they vanish with the bag. At Philadelphia International, a hired assistant was caught on surveillance stealing cash from the wallets of passengers in their 90s while helping them through the curb area. She admitted doing it to at least 6 people. The vulnerability isn't carelessness, it's politeness and a real need. Seniors traveling with heavy luggage are the natural target. Real porter service exists but is arranged in advance through your airline before you travel, the same way wheelchair assistance is booked. Anyone who approaches you uninvited, regardless of what they're wearing, is not that service. A bag you arrange before you left home never ends up in the wrong hands. The next one doesn't need a stranger to touch anything. It steals from you while your phone sits on a charger. Point 4. The trap in the charging port. 2 threats, 1 familiar setting. The first is juice jacking. Public USB ports at airport seating and lounges have been physically compromised by criminals. The moment you plug in, malware can start pulling your passwords and financial data silently while your battery climbs. The TSA issued a formal warning about this. The second is the evil twin network, a fake Wi-Fi hotspot named one or two letters away from the airport's real one. Your phone connects. Everything you type follows. Banking passwords, email logins, card numbers. A man was sentenced to more than 7 years in late 2025 for running this scheme across multiple airports and flights. Bring your own wall charger and plug into a regular outlet, not the USB port. Before connecting to airport Wi-Fi, ask an airport employee for the exact network name. Never open a banking app or type a password on any public network. Pro tip: a USB data blocker costs a few dollars and lets your phone charge from any port while blocking all data transfer. It travels in your pocket. If a scammer has ever caught you off guard at the airport, drop your experience below. Your story could save someone else thousands. Number 3. The text that looks real. A travel professional who works with flights every day got a text at her gate carrying her real flight number, her airline's logo, and a message that her connection was at risk. She called the number, reached a convincing agent, and was told a fee was due to hold her seat. She read out her card number. The confirmation email that followed came from a third-party domain. AI has made these messages nearly impossible to spot. They carry your actual name, your real flight number, and near-perfect copies of airline branding. The FTC issued a consumer alert in early 2026, specifically about this surge of airline-themed phishing texts and emails. The message tells you to click a link or call a number, and from there, the mechanics match scam number 1 exactly. There's also a physical version at airports. Fake QR codes placed over real ones on signs and terminals. Scan the wrong code and you're on a fake payment page before anything feels wrong. Close the text, open your airline's official app directly, type the address yourself. Don't tap the link. Real disruptions appear there. Fake ones don't survive the check. Your airline's app never lies about your flight. The text might, and stick with me for the final power tip. It's the backup plan that works after everything else goes wrong. Number 2. What the ATM doesn't tell you. A couple in Mexico used the airport ATM and tapped yes when it offered to handle the currency conversion. Seconds after withdrawing $200, they checked the real exchange rate and found they'd lost $20 to the machine's markup. 10%, gone before the trip started. Airport ATMs run 2 separate traps. The first is physical, skimmers and shimmers attached to or hidden inside the card slot, copying your card number and PIN as you enter it. LAPD issued a specific warning about a pair targeting elderly ATM users. One suspect would drop a bill on the ground, and while the victim turned, the other swapped their real card for a counterfeit and drained the account the same day. The second trap is the currency conversion prompt. Freestanding airport machines offer to process your withdrawal in your home currency, and the convenience feels real, but the rate is typically 10% worse than what your bank would give. Use ATMs inside actual bank branches when you can. Cover your hand when entering your PIN. When the machine asks whether to charge in local or home currency, always choose local. Pro tip: charge in USD or local currency. Local is almost always the honest rate. The home currency option is where they quietly take the margin. Number 1. Don't throw that away. This is the scam nobody warns you about because it looks like tidying up. You land, peel the luggage tag off your bag, toss it in the bin. You post a photo of your boarding pass online to mark the trip. Neither feels like a security issue. Both are. A boarding pass is a data document. The barcode decodes to your full name, booking reference, and frequent flyer number. Enough for a scammer to log into your airline account, drain accumulated miles, cancel upcoming reservations, and file fraudulent lost luggage claims that complicate any legitimate ones later. A senior who's been flying for decades may have a miles balance worth thousands in travel. One discarded boarding pass is the key. Never post a photo of your pass. Keep your luggage tag until you're home, then shred both. 10 seconds with a shredder protects miles you spent years earning. Final power tip. Before every trip, photograph your passport, your travel insurance card, and the front and back of every credit card, then email those photos to yourself and a trusted family member. If a scammer lifts your wallet or strands you at a foreign airport, you walk into any bank or embassy with everything they need before you've made a single call. Add your booking reference and insurance policy number to that same email. One email sent before you leave. Most people figure out what they needed only after it's gone. You now know before you do. 7 scams, 1 email, and you're harder to fool than 90% of travelers at that airport. Subscribe. The next video covers what happens after you board. And tell me below, which one of these caught you off guard?